Hey y'all, welcome back to Island Vibe Cooking. So today we're making some barbecue ribs. Yes, you guys, today I am about to show you guys, well, my husband and I were about to show you guys how to make the best, hands down, barbecue ribs, fall off the bone, that is, you guys. You're going to love this recipe if you're a big fan of barbecue ribs. And also this recipe is really easy and it tastes amazing. So if you want to see it, be sure to keep on watching, like, comment, subscribe, and let's make it. Before we begin, I am going to preheat my oven on 400 degrees, okay? All right, now time to cut my ribs. I am cutting them by threes. You can cut them as big as you want or as small as you want, or you can even cook it just as is. By the way, I just finished cleaning this rib with lime, salt, and vinegar. And if you want to see a recipe or a video on how I do that, I will leave it down below for you guys because I do have a recipe on how I clean my ribs. I will definitely leave that down below. So I am going to continue cutting them just like so. Once you're done, this is how they look. Now I am going to pour some hot water, boil hot water on there because I do not want it to spit out those blood while I'm cooking it. That's from experience. If you want, you can just go ahead and marinate your ribs, but that's what I usually do. Just pour some hot water on it to prevent that blood when you're cooking it, and then pour that hot water out, of course, and then we'll be marinating the shrimp. This is the seasoning. The name will be down below for you guys. I'm using garlic powder, onion powder, Cajun seasoning, salt, and pepper. Mix that together, and then we'll be adding it onto the ribs. Now I am going to use my hand to mix the dry rub onto the ribs. This is how you're going to get the seasoning to penetrate through the ribs, so make sure you rub it really good. And be sure to get the one at the bottom as well because these are, you're gonna forget about them, so make sure you add seasoning through them as well. And now, you guys, my secret ingredient is my epis. I am going to add my epis. Well, my husband going to help me put the epis in there. I do have a recipe if you guys want. I will leave it down below as well. Also, this is very similar to sofrito. If someone was curious about that, yes, it is very similar. And also, this is optional. If you don't have it, you don't have to use it. Just use more seasoning, okay? Just mix that together. And now I am going to add water. I am using about, I believe he added 2 cups of water in there. You do not want to water down your seasoning, so just add a little bit of water. Well, 1 cup. 1 cup of water. Just add that in there, cover it, and let it boil on medium low for 30 minutes, okay? Once it is halfway through, just like so, 15 minutes later, we're going to flip the ribs over so the other side can cook, okay? Now, why we boiling our ribs? That's because we want to give it a head start, okay? You want it to take less time in the oven and you want it to be fall off the bone. So you want to give it a head start so it can be nice and tender once you put it under the oven, so it can cook faster, basically. Once it is done cooking just like so, it is nice and tasty. It's already tender by now. It's nice and tender, but you want it to be fall off the bone, right? So that's why we're going to put it under the oven. Okay? This is how it looks, nice and tender. And look at all those seasonings just sitting on there. And also, guys, you can use the broth to make rice, or you can use it as a gravy. I do it all the time. It just tastes so good because of all the seasoning that's on there. Ugh, I use it all the time. It just tastes really good. Once you're done, well, you're not done yet. So we're almost done adding the ribs. That's the last one. We're just going to add that there, just like so. Give them some space to breathe so they can be nice and golden. This is how it looks before we put them under the oven. They are nice and tender, and look at those seasoning on there. You see, you can see the bones already. That means, you know, it's tender. Yes. They're already good to me, but nope, it's not done yet. We have to bake it for 35 minutes, okay, on 400. 35 minutes on 400 degrees. All right, now we're about to bake it like I said. Once they're done baking, this is how they look. I am going to add the barbecue sauce halfway through the cooking. Well, not halfway, when it's almost done, maybe 10 minutes before your ribs is done. Take it out, add your barbecue sauce on there, and then put it back in the oven so the barbecue can be nice and caramelized and juicy and cook. And yes, you just have to put it back in there so it can be nice and juicy. Now I am going to flip them over, of course, to add barbecue sauce on the other side of the ribs. This is going to be some bomb barbecue ribs. Just trust me when I tell you, because it looks good already. Not only it looks good, we know what's in there. We know it's gonna be tasting delicious, okay? Just add it all over. Just add it. Just don't hold back. Add all your barbecue sauce on there, okay? Once you're done, you're going to put it back in. Well, I am going to flip them over so I can have the nice side up. And then I'll put it back in the oven for 10 more minutes until it's nice and caramelized. Yes, this is how they look once they're come out. Nice and juicy and caramelized and just fall off the bone. Barbecue ribs is the best, okay? The best. Now, of course, I have to plate it for you. Wait for it. Bam! Oh my gosh, don't do it. This is it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this barbecue ribs recipe. It was nice and easy, but yet it is delicious. I really truly hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do not forget to give it a thumbs up for me and comment down below any suggestion or comment. And I will see you guys on my next one. Bye.